Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legends Symbiosis, where we are about to pounce on green. So I have one major concern in this war with green. Two major concerns, I guess. The first one is that we have a pretty long unsecured border with them, so after we declare war, it's possible that if they have any armies up in the north part of their empire, they might walk down toward our golem camps and destroy them on the way to attacking these cities. The cities, at least, are in positions where we can rush troops to their defense, but the golem camps are pretty far out. So we probably need to send some number of the guys we're building up north to defend these, but we won't actually know how many people we can afford to spare until we know what the garrisons of these two cities look like. But right now, we're hoping that we will be able to... we're hoping that we've reduced their military readiness in this region by killing those two armies, enough that we'll be able to just sort of run through. I don't know if that's actually going to work out in practice, but I think that's where we're at. This city in particular is very important because it has a Palladian extractor. We're not going to have Palladian extraction tech for a little while, but with a single extractor and our 3 assimilated Silic villages, we can get to the amount of Palladian that we need to construct the Coney School of Riders pretty quickly, actually. So yeah, that's going to be important for continuing to push our faction quest along. And we do have access to the resource market. Is it? No, it is not feasible to buy Palladian. Holy crap, that's expensive. Also, unfortunately, our dust... Speaking of expenses, our dust situation is definitely going to mandate that we build Stone Sentinels instead of Harmonite for a while, even though I would much rather have the Harmonite troops. They're much more effective at killing. Ah, well. Alright, so we're going to hit end turn here. We're going to wait for a little while during turn 42. What I would really like is for green to have expended all of the points of movement on most of their armies before we declare war. We want to just take it easy here for a second. I don't want them to be able to start responding until turn 43, if possible. We really don't have too much to do aside from attack, though, huh? While we're thinking about moving troops up north, we do need to drop a volcano former on that golem camp, but we do still need to meet blue. So maybe we could just have the one... This is just a basic sentinel, right? Yeah, maybe we just have this one basic sentinel guy push north. Probably the outcome of this battle won't change too much based on whether we have one extra basic sentinel or not. And we're definitely going to make the volcano former out of glass steel, so let's just do it now so that I don't forget and accidentally overspend on glass steel or something. Okay, this guy's next job is that. And then we'll meet up with blue. My hope here is that we can use all the extra influence from the anomaly event to secure a truce. Like, my thought here is that probably we're going to want to push into green's territory, take like 2 cities, maybe beat an army in the field or something, and then get a favorable truce just as soon as it is possible to get a favorable truce. We're not here to wipe green out. We're here to severely weaken them while strengthening ourselves. This is not a war of elimination. This is a war of getting stronger. So, I think we want to fight them from this tile, because probably if we attack from this tile, we'll get the garrisons of both of those cities, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll totally get 1, 2, 3, out, in, out. Yeah. We'll get the garrison of Jurgador and the garrison of Dean. That'll make this really easy. Well, maybe not easy, but it'll make it totally possible even if they have a full garrison. I think we are probably able to declare now. Oh, that's beautiful. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Alright. Let's have at these dudes. We can probably have the injured Harmonite come in last. We want to make sure that we get as much value out of these militia as possible. And in fact, let's put Soyala Tocho up first. Want to minimize the amount of damage we take on our real units. I was going to say we should have our hero stay out of the fight entirely, maybe, but we'd only be saving 10 health on him by doing that, so maybe it is worth having him rush forward and try to strip all the fortification off one of these guys immediately. And there's no reason at all for my troops to start so far away. I see what they're trying to start in a place where they have a lot of morale. But that is not a good idea with a unit that has as little movement as our guys have. We want to be right up in their faces. Alright, sadly we are not going to get to call the shots a lot here. So Sayala Tocho can move to here and shoot that guy. Our hero can move over here and attack that guy. He has 90 defense right now, so we're likely to get our damage and a half off. We can probably completely strip his fortifications, and then Sayala Tocho can do real damage to him. And then, unfortunately, we're going to lose control of the battle immediately. Due to poor initiative. Oh, he didn't. He didn't get his damage and a half. That's a bad roll. Okay, well, we got that guy's fortification off eventually. Are you guys seriously? There we go. Are we really all going to do 0 damage? Is that the place we're in right now? Yeah, just keep working. Fortunately, the terrain and the positions of the Harmonites are working together pretty well here to keep Sayala Tocho safe from any reprisal. And Militia taking some damage is very good for us. Please just finish this guy off. Okay. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Took more damage than I would have liked, but... Alright, free city, and we now have control of this. And then we definitely want to move as fast as possible toward the next city, which it looks like we might be able to reach. Yeah, we're going to be able to attack them next turn. So, let's have you guys follow suit as closely as possible. How many... Okay, we can afford to move this unit over here. We want to devote the smallest possible number of troops to this attack, though, right? Because we want to send some people north. You know what we should also do, probably, now that it's looking like there's going to be a little bit more running in our future, we should probably go and throw movement trinkets onto everybody. Ooh, that's quite a cost difference. Well, it's probably worth it though. We're gonna have a little bit more run distance ahead of us. Yeah, that really does increase the cost of these units. For these guys, the extra point of battle movement that is conferred by this will also be helpful. And actually, the 5 initiative on the Sentinels... Nope, never mind. Gets them to 17. The people who are in Makaniche's army, once they're retrofitted, might actually be able to go before some of the enemies, which would be cool. So, what do we want to build in Mok? Unfortunately... Broken Lord cities tend to be very poor on food, on account of they don't have to eat, so they settle in foodless areas and then don't have any food buildings. And then, obviously, this area is even more foodless because we are... because we can't eat whatever grows in the cold. We need that volcano forming going on. How would we volcano form here? Ideally, like, right there... and right there gets us all of the tiles that are currently exploited? No, it totally doesn't. Basically, I'm wondering, is it reasonable to set a volcano former here? It'd probably be good to do one here. I'll get all these tiles. And then, like... Yeah, we're gonna have to use 3 volcano formers to get all of the current exploitations here anyway. Alright. Let's have this Harmonite drop one here, though. I think that makes sense. We'll drop another one down here, another one over there somewhere. Maybe these guys can do some of that next turn. Although I'm going to want them to move immediately at the beginning of the turn, right? Well, we can get some of this converted. So, if we put everybody on food, do we avoid starvation? Okay, if we put almost everybody on food, even, it works. And then we try to build the seed storage in 5 turns with winter coming in 4 to 24. Ugh. Maybe we should just work on military units instead. It is going to take all of forever for them to build, though, and if we end up getting a winter that's closer to 24 turns away, the seed storage will actually be really helpful. Yeah, alright, we'll do it that way. Okay, let's build some of these new, faster units. I think we probably want one more good stone sentinel. Alright, it's really nice to have all of this industry. So you end up moving to here at least. You end up moving to here at least. You end up moving, like, down. Ugh. See, it's really awkward to command armies, yeah, to move on to spaces that already have armies on them. We're gonna have to do a little bit of micro at the beginning of the turn, but basically I just want to, like, try to get down to this city before they have time to route any armies that are nearby over here. So we'll see exactly how good of a job we can do at that. And I don't think there's anything else to do. We're finishing the Golem Rider design this turn. We're gonna have to watch our dust on this this coming turn. I want you guys to get down here. What do you have? Show me the city. Oh! Yes, get them now, get them now. Quickly before they have time to respond. Alright, I think, yes, all of our units are in reinforcement range. That is their capital, and we've caught it with no units in its garrison and no governing hero. Oh my god, this could not be better. Alright. So after we win a couple of battles, after we win this battle, we'll take their temperature on a truce. It's possible that we will be able to get a favorable deal immediately because they feel that they are doing poorly in the war, and they would be correct to feel that way. Alright, I want our units to be close enough to actually fight the enemy, but I also don't actually want the enemy to stay in the fortified city spaces. So let's start one space back and have our hero not participate on the first turn. I want them to all walk forward. We need to get them out of those spaces. You're just gonna stay put for a turn. You'll be able to reach wherever you need to reach. And unfortunately, very difficult to know what the appropriate response to their movement is going to look like. Like, at most, 3 of these guys are going to get attacked. One of them is going to have an actual turn, but it's just, there's no way to know how they're going to rearrange. So, good luck, us. Yeah, that's definitely not what I would have guessed. Okay, well, that's a pretty good start. We stripped the fortification off of that guy right away. So now we'll have our hero run in. We're looking at 150 points of fortification, so we could strip the fortification entirely off of this guy if we got lucky. He has 90 defense. I'm going to have 170 attack or something. Yeah, there's a chance that we strip his fortification entirely while dying. And then we're going to have some units try to focus up here. Oh, it sucks that you go first. It sucks that you are the first Harmonite. Alright, well, yeah, keep heading in that direction, I suppose. Alright, fingers crossed, everybody. See that 152? Awesome. And we're getting real damage on them. Yeah, it's very important to lure them out of the city so they're not getting the 3 points of free fortification, or 3 points of free morale every turn. It'll be very difficult to deal damage through that. Oh, hey, our beam capacity. Remember, these guys deal damage to enemies in a straight line behind their target. Doesn't usually come up, but here they've shaped themselves in such a way that we are actually getting to use it a little bit. Finish the job. Oh no. He's made it back to the city. Okay, good enough, good enough. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm embarrassed about our losses. A lot more of my units have died to militia during this push than I would have liked. But we just took their capital. And also, we got to search a ruin, so there, that'll show them. I got 30 whole science from that. Okay, so with that, do we want to move... You spent all your movement already. Do we want to move these guys north now? Or, like, it would be really cool... Are we out of movement? We are. It would be really cool if we could take this city. We actually see... No, that is a different city. Because this is another volcanic region, right? We would be immediately at home over here. And that would have them down to 3 regions. Let's see how they feel about a truce now. We blitzkrieged them, we killed a bunch of their stuff. Okay, they're not super Not super into it. We could negotiate one, probably. Yeah, we could get there. Wow, they love gold. I guess that makes sense. They're Broken Lords. Anything that gives dust. So we could get there if we're willing to give them a little bit of a science boost. We have no idea what their military strength looks like, which is definitely part of me considering giving them a technology here. So right now we've paid very, very little for this battle, right? Well, we lost a Harmonite, I think. Yeah, wow, I think we lost a single unit taking those two cities. But at some point, all of the many, many units that an endless AI builds will show up. And we're not ready to deal with them yet. Let's have these two sentinels move in this direction. The guy we created at Dean will also move in that direction. He might get retrofitted and then folded into that army. Just so we can keep him fast. Yeah, like the best play might be to just head everybody north. It's hard to know, because it's hard to know how strong the city is. Probably, even if the city is on 2 militia and 100 points of fortification, it's going to be a little awkward to take it. No, I mean, if that's all it is, if they have any units at all in their garrison, we probably can't take the city, but if they don't, we probably can. We don't actually know where the city is, but I mean, we can guess. Yeah, we're just working in the dark here. We got lucky with them choosing to walk over our border with so many troops. By the way, I have had people ask me in the past why I don't close borders very often. Mostly it's because closing your borders against the AI doesn't do anything meaningful. Unless they have pillage, them being in your territory isn't harming you, and it just costs... It costs influence, it ices your relationship with them, and makes them more likely to want to fight you, and it doesn't do anything. It can be worthwhile to close borders against people who pillage, but the main group of people who are going to pillage you in the early game are the Forgotten, and they are less affected by closed borders anyway. So make sure, if you're going to try to use closing borders to keep Forgotten from pillaging you, you are able to see the tiles that you want to keep them from pillaging with like units that have actual sight, or watchtowers, and that those the tiles you're trying to keep them from pillaging are not on the edge of your territory where they could just pillage from across the border anyway. But sometimes closing your borders with the enemy can actually hurt you, because if you let them walk across your border, they will often move close to your cities in places where you can spring attacks on them the way we did here. And you've seen this sort of thing happen in many other games in both this series and the previous one. So yeah, I think I am gonna go ahead and reroute all of these troops northward. I think we're going to abandon that push. You know, these cities are recently founded. I'm sorry, are you building a wonder right now? It's not finished. If they got that, and then we got it, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I know my plan was to have this guy come up here and meet Blue, but maybe we drop off the Volcano Former and then turn around and try to push Ishimlor. So we could have these guys go this way. Have these armies all meet up. I am going to retrofit this guy for movement speed and have him join up with this army so that he's not slowing them down. And yeah, we'll put some pressure on Ishimlor and see if maybe we could take that. It's very important to minimize your effort spent on a war while maximizing your benefits. And also, obviously, minimizing your revenge losses. So let's have a look at the Golem Rider design. What do we want to do with these guys? So this is obvious. We probably don't need to give them bonus movement because it is already the case that our armies are at 6 speed. It's nice, we could save a little bit of industry there. And then do we want them to be claws or spears? The enemy that we are the unit that we are most worried about in the enemy army is still a cavalry unit. We haven't seen a lot of them, but they're definitely by a large margin the most dangerous things that the enemy runs, and also, we have a little bit more initiative, so we might actually get to go before people, in which case the value of the claws is somewhat reduced. Yeah, I think we'll go for titanium long spears, and let us construct one of these units here in the capital. And then probably I guess if it's not going to get done in the next turn, we don't need to have it in the queue. We can see what we want to do with the industry rollover later. Same deal here. Okay. That'll be a unit that can... We got units that can get into position quickly, building now. I'm feeling like we're doing alright here. Oh, and our Silics have given us a quest. Equipped with 2 Harmonite units, inspect these ruins. We're not going to have the hero army veer off to do this right now, but we could actually push this quest forward. A lot of the time when you assimilate the Silics, it's just for the assimilation bonus, and you don't end up actually building any Harmonite. So I don't know that I've ever seen this quest through to the end, but we totally could do it this game. Just not right now, because we're busy. We're very focused at the moment. And then this would probably be an okay time to research meritocratic promotion. We have a lot of units, and we want to jam them into armies together, and it's awesome that we are able to research things quickly now. Yeah, we're behind on tech, but our research rate is actually decent. Like, our empire-wide science output is okay. And here in Muladian, how many people do we have to put on food to keep from losing population? Okay, that many. We are slightly positive on food now. This city is so much more productive, thanks to the lava. Can we move him off of... Yeah, we can even move him off of industry. So we'll get that seed storage done, and then just, like, generate a little bit of extra dust. We're dust positive, too, now. This city is great. Hold on a moment. What is going on here? Right of way, central market. There's an alchemy workshop. Glory of Empire. Yeah, this is a good city. Oh, they have an adamantium extractor here. Get some dyes and some grass silk incoming. They no longer have the ability to build Gelderus, potentially. Can we verify that? What do we see? They have a Kazanji village in that region, a Nidya village in that region. This is Gorin, and we cannot see the minor faction villages in this region, so they could still be Gelderus. But it's possible that they can no longer build new Gelderus, which would be great for us. Not that them building Kazanji is like a hell of a lot better, but it's... I'm a little bit less scared of Kazanji. So we want to take up positions like pretty immediately here. We can merge these two armies together. I just want to be in position to actually have a defense if they attack one of the golem camps. Okay. I don't think we're gonna take the truce deal. I think we're going to try to push on. Maybe this is too greedy. Maybe the battle is going to turn on us at this point. But I think we can push a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe we caught him at the wrong moment during a war with Blue and he just doesn't have a lot of troops available. That's possible. So I'd like to get these units moving in as well. Did you guys forget your orders? Okay, we have units in place. Still can't... there... No, that's not an exploitation tile. That's an extractor. Signed a truce with another empire in the next 10 turns for 240 dust. Why, I think I just may. Here is exploitation. Alright, if this city is 2 militia, base fortifications, we can probably take it. If not, we may need to negotiate for a truce. We might have run out of value. Did you drop your volcano for me? You did not. Okay, let's put that down. And maybe the best way to meet Blue is to try to meet them over here. Let's see. We wouldn't meet them going this way this turn anyway. Yeah, I really do want to meet Blue, but we gotta be smart about it. Let's research Diplomat's Manse real quick. Just that when we meet them, we can take advantage of it. And then probably Alchemy Workshop. Maybe these could be reversed. We have a lot of titanium coming in. 7.5 per turn. Yeah, we could totally afford to keep building troops and still get workshops up in our other cities. Alright. This sentinel can join that army. It is nice to be able to run an army of this size without going completely bankrupt. And here, I suppose we could just build ourselves a golem camp, couldn't we? We don't have enough population for another burrow. We could move some people off of food. We just need to not... We need to not remain negative on food, like I don't want to starve, but I also don't want to have a lot of dudes on food because we're producing food very inefficiently here right now. And I guess just, like, start working on basic troops. It's not so slow here. Pretty slow. In the capital, another golem rider. In this city, another basic sentinel. Could we... No, we cannot jam out another troop there, and we cannot jam out another troop here. Yeah, we're not banking enough rollover. And Audron has produced the things... What was it doing? Oh, it made its glass steel extractor. Okay, probably troops, right? We've been very food-focused here, but if we move these guys to industry... Well, I'm getting more confident that we'll be able to hold our golem camps, so that's a good thing. I would really love to retrofit all these troops, which we will be able to do if we sign a peace treaty, but if we sign a peace treaty, we won't need to retrofit them so badly, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there. Alright, I don't necessarily want that to be available at the beginning of the turn. We don't have any reason to think that they know that I'm here. They don't have watchtowers on these things at all. So I want to let them move their armies toward where they have reason to believe we have dudes. If it is indeed the case that there's nobody in this garrison, and all their armies move away from here, snaking another city and then getting a truce from them would be pretty cool. Although maybe we wanna just try to keep pushing and take that wonder. So what does our movement at the beginning of next turn look like? Probably this golem rider should join up with this army, and then we're gonna snap the hero over here probably sometime in the very near future. You move to there. I don't know what I want to do with you yet. I guess we're at where we want to be at for the end of the turn. And we're still producing basics over here in Masan. If we move people off of food, can we bank a little bit more? Can we roll over a little bit more industry while still getting that birth? We had to keep one person on food. Alright. Get all that stuff done. Hopefully we're not making a lot of enemies by doing this. It's possible that blue and pink totally love green and are going to view me as the bad guy in this particular conflict. We know that green and pink have peace, but that doesn't necessarily mean that pink likes green, because pink wants peace with everybody for the purpose of trade routes. Look at all that resource accumulation. It's beautiful. Alright, merge you guys up. Hey, we've met blue formally now. And we have not seen a lot of action from green yet. I'm going to wait a minute. Okay, there's an army. How much movement does that army have? Not enough to attack us this turn. Actually, they have enough army to attack that guy this turn, until we do this. Ah, green and blue were fighting. Okay, that's very interesting to me. Yeah, so we just we caught green with their pants down on the wrong side of our border, too close to our cities, and that relatively small mistake is going to snowball into them probably losing a lot here. So, is there a version of this attack where we don't... There is, in fact, a version of this attack where we get all of our dudes and they don't get that army. So we're going to mass the hell out of this at the beginning of the turn, and it looks like we won't quite get the garrison from this army, or from this city. We can't see whether or not that's an exploitation tile, unfortunately, so we don't know whether or not that's a city tile. If this is a city tile, we'll have to fight the garrisons of both, which is obviously very non-ideal. How do we... how far back? Okay. This space here is in reinforcement territory. We're gonna click execute all your moves, but we're gonna rush to the city immediately, because I do not want to give these guys any time to move in. It's possible that they will run over and destroy this golem camp. That might happen. Can't really do much about it, unfortunately. Nope, this city has an actual functional garrison. Well, we should probably leave then. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fight 5 units. Alright, so you guys just back up. Is Makani Chase still on assignment cooldown? Nope. So I think let's assign Hero here for the extra army stats from the army boost. And what do we actually have here? We have a very damaged Ice Warg. Still 64 attack, 78 damage. Couple of Dust Bishops who have very poor attack. Some Stalwarts who are 48-39 with 89 defense. Honestly, they compare they're pretty comparable to our basic Sentinels, and they're much, much worse than our Stone Sentinels who actually have strategic weapons. Okay, we could probably just defeat that army. We're likely to lose this Golem camp. But I think that's a good trade-off for a city that has 4 population already. We don't see any meaningful... Oh, no, we do. They do have an Adamantine Extractor up. Yeah, that's a big gain. Demand payment. You have taken a city from our friend. Ah. But good news. Blue and green don't like each other very much. They don't love our common frontier. We're probably like 3 turns away from being able to negotiate peace with them. But we'll probably make friends with blue, and if pink is upset with us, you know, at least they're a faction that can't declare war, right? And then after we take a Shimlor... Can we... Actually, hold on. Can we see... Are they still at war? They are still at war. Very interesting. That could be... I was going to say that could be pretty bad if... Blue ends up getting the Science Wonder. I don't really want a Vaulter player having all that extra research. Alright, so you are definitely in a place where we are still producing troops. I think it's like a Golem Rider out of the capital. At some point, the rollover will be such that we can jam a second unit into the same turn, if you wonder why I keep checking. It's going to take you a couple turns to produce the next basic Sentinel. Have that happening in 2 turns. Okay. Okay, how's approval? Now we're holding content, even with the new cities. That's nice. Alright, let's do it. I'm very disappointed that our sneaky move down south didn't actually end up working out. I don't think that Golem Rider is going to get in range of the city in time. Oof. Actually, it takes forever to get over here. Could you... Hey, would you attack, please? Alright, so that guy didn't actually move. This guy just stopped short of the tile we told him to move on to, so that's annoying. Blue closed their borders to us. That's pretty whatever. A new Urkan spawned. Again, as far away from us as possible on the X-plane, but at least on the southern end of the map this time. And this army's not moving at all, which is a little strange. Okay, so they built some stalwarts. These stalwarts have very high defenses, like shockingly, but not really that great in the offense department still, so that's good for us. Alright, we gotta start with the guys who are not in the city. My Golem Rider and my hero are both very fast. So we're going to lock the 2 guys who are not in the city spaces in position. Maybe like this. I'm thinking we'll have, since the hero's likely to die on the attack anyway, we'll have the hero hit the militia. Let the Golem Rider not take a bunch of bonus damage from an anti-cavalry unit. And then you guys do your best to work on... It's so hard to know who's going to be where. Let's do our best to work on the guys who are not in... the guys who are not in the city spaces first. Since they are likely to not have fortification. Or at least not very much. 0? Really? Man. And our reinforcement slot gets locked, and that's bad. That's a bad one for us. I guess the good news is we got them all out of those city spaces. Okay, so that is militia, that is militia. I really do want you to keep working on this guy. I don't want you to stand next to the militia. I guess we have circular attack. Yeah, alright, attack from here. There's a pretty good chance that our Golem Rider gets militia'd after the attack, but the extra damage might really be meaningful. And then... we can't focus too hard on that guy, can we? Oof. Man. We cannot win a trade to save our lives here. And we don't really have to win trades because we have a vastly superior number of units. But it would be really cool if we could do more damage to them than they do to us some of the time. And they're just like building things in the city while we're potentially taking it over. You gotta admire the confidence. So circular attack. Does circular attack not work if the unit you're attacking has fortification? Some special abilities don't, but it's usually stuff like chain lightning. It wouldn't really make sense for circular attack not to do it. And are we going to get this in time? I think we might not get this in time. Attack all adjacent units for 50% damage. Now, it should be working. Yeah, it's just not... huh, for some reason it's just not firing. Alright, well, we got a good sweep strike back there, at least. Looks like we'll get a couple of them this turn. Hopefully. Yeah, I hate the fact that this guy found the one tile that has a defense bonus for him to stand on. We'll wear him down eventually. Possibly. Alright, you get over here. Like, move as much as possible before attacking. Let's see some real damage. There you go, 145s. That's what I want to see. He does heal, because the unit he attacked this turn dies. But it's still over 100 damage. It's a lot better than the damn Stone Sentinels are doing. So we don't have a lot of time left in this battle. If we can't finish them off, and they get to hold the city, I'm going to be very embarrassed. Okay, 32 is a good start. Please don't all roll zeros. Oh my god. Okay, thank god. Alright, mine. So their army ran over here, but is not actually fighting, or is not actually attacking the Golem camp. That's interesting. Oh, this city looks very vulnerable. How? We have no idea how close to finishing that they are. It would probably be too greedy to try to let them finish it before we take the city. We should probably just take the city if we can. They're very unlikely to build any units in the city because they're not going to want to slow down the production queue on that thing. How many units do we have to move over for that, do you think? You have 6 move. You can get exactly on top of those guys. Yeah, sure, merge in. You don't quite have enough dust to do the retrofit, which is a shame. And then probably the rest of these guys should move in this direction, just so that we're still threatening something. I mean, at this point, if they were to attack... Oh, maybe they can't attack the Golem camp because there's a quest army standing on it now. Did they accidentally spawn a quest army in my territory? That may be what has just happened. Okay, and then these guys have 4 movement left. We can see that Brenla, because of our new watchtower, is not going to be an easy take, and this is not going to be an easy take. So probably the plan right now is take Thydra and then go for the truce, right? They're in dire straits. They're probably feeling desperate. I sure hope they're feeling desperate. I love the fact that they have proper roads built in their territory, too, so we can actually move our units around down here. It was very nice of them. If we had proper roads built up here, we'd be able to get our units from the capital into battle in a single turn. We've been gaining some assimilation options. We're probably going to stick on Silix for the foreseeable future because of the need for Palladian. Out of curiosity, how much Palladian do you have? It's 5. Okay. So we could get a truce now, and it's possible that next turn he will feel like he's doing better because he's, you know, demolished a golem camp. How much movement does this army have? 6? So if everybody were to get out of their way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they could actually get to Arara. So maybe instead of moving toward the golem camp to save it, we need to be moving toward Arara because it might actually need help. Yeah, I like that move. Remember, we don't have to defeat them if they go after Arara. All we have to do is make sure that the city doesn't fall, so that they don't regard the battle as a victory. I'm not actually sure what the granularity of the AI's consideration on that front is. Like, we have seen many times that they feel that the war is going well and they are less likely to give you a truce after they win a battle, but I don't know if they are able to distinguish between different levels of draws, you know? If they do well in a battle but don't actually get the kill, do they consider that a win? Alright, so fingers crossed that they finish this wonder on this coming turn. That would be the best possible version of this. They have 130 fortification. Their militia troops are actually kind of good, but I think we should be able to take them here. It does suck a little bit that we only have 1 unit that's actually strategic up, and we have no Harmonites on this front anymore. We don't want to wait for this army to get over here. We could send the Golem Rider in. We might need the help, actually. It's just 2 militia. I'm not going to lose to 2 militia. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Your move is probably more like that. Alright, let's do it. I think let's do it. Obviously, you can tell I'm a little nervous, a little uncertain of myself here. Do we want to just build a Golem camp? You know what Okay, this is what these guys are going to do. They're going to come over here and... Well, one of them, this injured guy, can come over here and drop the volcano formers. So we probably could just start building the golem camp. Where would we do that? This will actually be a really good location once volcano formed, because these anomalies give a considerable amount of food. Yeah, I like that. Let's have that be the thing. How many of you have to stay on food? None of you. Okay. Cool. Then here in the capital, we should probably get an alchemy workshop. I don't know that we need to build more troops. We might be good for the moment, because like I said, I think we're planning to end the war next turn. And at this point, we'd be leaving green with 2 cities and nowhere to expand. So probably they're effectively out of the game if we manage to pull this off. See, we're gonna have you. Yeah, you're moving up in that direction as well. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, I have to build something here. Seed storage. We have no idea when the winter's gonna fall. 1 to 20 turns is quite a window. How many people do I have to take off of? Well, you know what? I am willing to lose a point of population to get the seed storage built faster. And then we'll have the army come back and drop volcano formers and stuff afterward. We're going to go through a lot of glass steel pretty quickly here, because we definitely don't want to use titanium for it, because we need to build alchemy workshops. And we certainly don't want to use... Well, we could use adamantium. We certainly don't want to use palladium, but we could use adamantium, especially since we're pulling it at 5 units per turn now. We don't see any fancy extractors in this region. Maybe there aren't any. Alright. Somebody's going to starve. We know that. Please, please, please complete. Like I said, we won't wait. I will consider waiting. No, we won't wait. We got to get this war over with. Who knows how many turns they have left on that, right? Okay, influence on anomalies has returned to normal. Yeah, Latocho is getting better at stuff. Is his first skill point that's actually like really meaningful. Titan Bones have run out. That is a shame, but they were active for a very important period of time. And the balance of power bar suggests that we will probably lose this fight. I think it's overestimating our enemy's chances very slightly. So we could just send the hero forward and try to crash that guy's shields. I think that's probably what we'll do here. So maximum charge distance. And then... yeah, honestly, like... it's as many people on this guy as we can possibly get. He's hoping for the damage and a half. It's not guaranteed. Ah, we didn't get it. It would have removed his entire shield. Is that right? I don't remember how much he had now. Whatever. It's fine. We got him. They don't have quite the defensive capability that they have had in battles past. We will be able to get through. Unfortunately, they get to pick their targets, which is a little annoying. Maybe I should be... yeah, I should probably be manually moving our guys around to make sure that we're getting this around. Okay, never mind. They have it under control. I appreciate that he's at least focusing on a guy who has high health. Alright, you have 3 move? Yes. Alright, everybody is cool. We probably could have auto-resolved this battle, I guess. Given that there are, like, no strategic decisions to make. The only thing that really mattered was having our hero attack in a sensible way on the first turn. Yeah, they might have been like 5 turns away from that wonder completing. It might have been even more than that. It probably was not worth waiting to find out. Alright, let's see how they feel about a truce now. Turns out, fairly positive. I will require all of your palladium as well, but don't worry, I'll give you some gold. And we could afford to give them the technology. It's not going to harm us. They're out of victory contention. So let's get something else from them, though. Could we get enough dye to pop a booster, maybe? Because, well, no, we cannot. But we can get some. Then we could buy some. I don't know that I care. We try to take pearls off of them. We don't have any pearl stuff built. Actually, getting to build our altar would be really cool. How many pearls would they give us? Not very many at all. But this wouldn't even mean we only need to find 3 pearls during the winter in order to get the altar up. I think I'm okay with this. Alright, so we've essentially crushed green out of existence here. They're still alive, but they definitely can't win the game anymore. And we will probably finish absorbing their territory sometime soon. But right at this moment, I'm a little worried about the size of their military. If blue wants to push through us to get to them, would I be okay with that? I'm not sure. I don't know. But we're not in a position to finish the fight right now, and we can get some value out of them, so we got it. So, we are at... we took 5 from them, and we've only gained in increments of 2.5 aside from that. So we are probably actually at 17.5, which means next turn we'll be able to start the building in the capital for the next step of our faction quest. So I guess we should just, like, build a burrow? Get ourselves some more stats. We have a little bit of a standing army now. We are no longer completely vulnerable to the predations of anyone who would like to get over here and predate upon us. So that's good. Blue's got to know that it is not necessarily safe to attack us, as does purple. Pink is going to be mad at us for a while. We're just going to have to deal with that. Alright, let's go and make sure that we see the rest of our territory. We've gained some new tiles here, and I would like to know if there are ruins on any of them. You guys fall back to be part of this defensive force. I think we probably do not want to build the seed storage here. So this is kind of crazy. They built a new city. Like, this city has almost none of the basic stuff in it. They built a new city and then immediately started trying to build a wonder in it. What a strange choice. I'm glad we didn't let him finish. Oh, I forgot. Forgot to drop volcano formers. Whatever, it's fine. We'll do it next turn. It's not a big deal. I'm still, obviously, getting used to that. And one of these guys has to turn around and do it, too. These are small errors, but they do add up. If we were going to expand here, which we very well might in the semi-near future. I'm trying to think, like, does this guy need to drop a volcano former? Now I'm going to be hypersensitive to it. It might be a good idea to drop one right there. Grab these tiles and stuff so that if we expand here... Well, if we expand here, we still want to get... Maybe I just drop it right here and be okay with the overlap. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because we are going to be expanding this city, probably not too far into the future. Next volcano former made of glass steel is going to cost 8. I think we can afford to do one more of those. And then you guys are just coming around to join up with this this military. Who still has move? Who dares to have move? I guess these guys can go search this ruin, right? Why not? I don't actually know what's going to happen. They got us 20 emeralds, and deep within the ruins you discover the Silic explorers, held captive by hostile haunts. Save them within 10 turns by destroying all the haunt armies in the region. I feel like the text that's in the tooltip here should have been in the main description, because that's a little baffling. How? Save them how? And as a reward we will get the Disharmony Shield. Okay. I think that's a little bit better than Breakwall. And then this is still locked by the quest, so we can't do a normal search on it until the quest is over. Alright, well, I guess just get back over here. Get near the city, you're going to have to hang out inside of it. We have another basic sentinel here who could just... Yeah, alright, we'll merge a whole lot of guys up. And we are at this point on... Oh, we've been spied on. Green decreased population in the capital. What an asshole. So we're going to roll as much industry from the Borough Streets over as possible to get the Coney School of Elite Riders built. And then once the Coney School of Elite Riders is built, people are going back to food. And I know I've said people are going back to food a whole lot of times recently. But there keeps being really important stuff to build. Get those done. And then over here, a geomic lab makes reasonable sense. And actually our first burrow is going to grab another anomaly. We probably just build the burrow here, right? Grab both of the anomalies. The city is very unhappy. We have a lot of expansion disapproval now. That's a thing we're going to have to come to terms with. And by come to terms with, I mean build central markets to deal with. But hey, now we're in like a pretty secure position here. Oh, new city. New city's got to build stuff. How about a sewer system? That would be cool. That'd be a nice thing to have. So it looks like green is going to try to take Fakir. But Fakir burrowed right before they got there. So actually, green sending an army, a full-sized army, out to grab the Urkan instead of using it to defend their territory probably cost them quite a bit. Okay, yeah, closing on borders, no big surprise there. One of you needs to turn around and correct my foolishness. Anything interesting over here? Not really. There is a ruin for us to search. I suppose we'll just go do that. The green army can't attack us because we're in a truce. Got our 240 dust, which was not necessary, but, you know, much appreciated. One of you guys needs to turn around. Okay, I think this is pretty straightforward. One of these volcano farmers has to go here. We'll make this one out of adamantium. And then, do we just drop the next one there? No, we drop it here. Alright, so we got a lot of conversion to do. A golem camp down by... Yeah, golem camp down by these moss pearls is pretty okay. Volcano former made of titanium would be pretty expensive, but we're making so much per turn now. Yeah, we'll drop that as well, and then we're going to have to make some more out of adamantium. Okay, well that city's coming along rapidly. You did your thing. Volcano farmers do get expensive. Alright, and that is all the volcano forming we will be doing for now. 5 turns on that. Gonna get our Empire approval levels up. Is it possible for us to buy enough wine to pop a booster? We currently don't have any. What does my luxury booster cost now? 45. Yeah, we took a lot of cities. So, Moonleaf is possible. We have 10 Moonleaf already. Yeah, probably Moonleaf would be the best thing to go for here. We have a hard time making it, but 10 extra approval will at least get the capital back to content. We push Dean to happy. Yeah, it will have an effect. This is, without question, our next research. And let's have a quick chat with Blue. Hey, Blue. I fought your enemies, and you don't care. Well, that's inconvenient. Are Blue and Green still at war? They are. Weird. It's weird that we're not getting a modifier for having taken cities from an enemy and stuff. They saw us do that. It was right on their border. Yeah, that's strange. I'm wondering why. I wonder why we're not getting that. Okay, well, we're going to have to take the building of the central markets pretty seriously. That's the thing we're going to have to focus on very, very hard. Alright, let's merge up some of these armies. Probably don't want to do that retrofit. I guess you can just merge with that guy. Reduce the number of armies we are running so that we can make a little bit more dust. You're not going to catch up with the hero, so come this way. Yep, there's a big cliff there. Come this way. We'll just merge him in with these guys. And then we do have to fight them. Can't afford to create another thing, but we'll do it next turn. This will get us most of the exploitation tiles, but it leaves us with no way to easily get that one. I guess we could throw a volcano former like over here somewhere, just convert a lot of stuff. This is actually not a very large region. Well, we don't have to think too much about where to put this, since we can't put it down this turn anyway. Who else still has movement? These guys still have movement. We're pretty close to getting a single point of militia that we could use to cheat this fight. I think you get your first militia at 50%, and then the other one comes close to 100. Alright, so we're making progress. We're doing stuff. Building lots of important things, researching lots of important things. I'm super bummed out about this thing with Blue. Is there any chance we could get to peace? No, they don't value any of our resources. Alright, if we were going to try to get to 45 Moonleaf. Right now the Moonleaf is 10 each, so the first 10 is going to cost about 100 dust. But the cost is going to rise sharply. We're going to need way more than 350 dust to get the 35 Moonleaf that we need. We don't really have a ton of stuff to sell. That sells at 1.4 each. Okay, the gold's 15 each. The gold's 5 each. We can make a little bit of money off the gold. Spices are valuable. This stuff's kind of valuable. We might be able to get there. Let's try. Alright, so sell off all of that. Sell off all of this. Okay, so we just need to make enough We need to get to 100 dust to buy the last 5. Can we throw some people on dust somewhere to make that happen? Probably don't want to disrupt the golem camp build. Man, we're producing this industry very inefficiently, though. Just need some people in some places on dust. Probably don't want to slow down those builds. Actually, if we move people off of industry, would it slow down the alchemy workshop? No, it wouldn't slow down anything, in fact. In Masan, I think we actually do want to get that done. Well, we got to move people over somewhere, though. All right, yeah, we'll switch everybody back next turn, but I want to get that booster running. Okay. We are doing all right. It's not the best we've ever been doing on turn 49, but it's certainly not bad. We have a lot of territory. We have some good progress on our faction quest. Our people are miserable, but we're working on it. Yep, so capital's content again. Okay, we got attacked by the Ended. We'll deal with that. Wait, it's red. It turns out they are, in fact, the cult. And pink is absolutely able to attack us, so let's try to keep moving here. Definitely get back into my own territory as fast as possible. Okay. The Eresis in Weirin are not interested in giving me any cool stuff for free. So now we know all the players. Let's have a quick look at the diplomatic situation. Purple's not at war with anybody. Well, there really isn't much of a diplomatic situation, except that green is having a little adventure. Remarkably, pink and blue have not met. Despite the fact that pink has units like 5 feet from blue's border, and they've not really been very far apart the entire game. I guess we met pink pretty early because we had a guy range way outside of our stuff. Purple took Karanar, so if we're thinking about taking Parandi, we have to move on that fairly soon to ensure that we get it. But given where we are in expansion disapproval right now, I don't know if rapidly expanding is a good idea. We might want to sit down for a second here. Let's take it easy. You guys have 2 move each. You also have big, fancy-looking swords. Look at how fancy those swords are. I think those are dust swords. So actually, I want them to move too, and then I want me to hit them. So we want to be like here. Yep, and everybody is focused on that guy. Okay, he didn't move quite where I was hoping he would. Is that really... That's just a real dick move. That's the one space he needed to not go to. Unfortunately, if I had tried to predict this guy's motion, I would have thought he would move here, so I was not going to be able to prevent that either way. Alright, unfortunately, they have that chain lightning. The good news is they're not very tough. Hit reasonably hard, not tough, not terribly smart. The militia guy did fine work and will respawn shortly. Do we mind green being in our territory? I don't think we do. I don't think that matters to us. Don't think it's worth spending the influence to kick them out. Alright, so these guys probably could just sit in this garrison for a little while. Over here, we could generate some new volcano formers and probably should. We can make 1 more out of glass, steel, and titanium each, I guess. So where do we actually want to put this? I want to convert as much of this city's area as possible. I guess right here is very efficient. It leaves 1 tile out, but that's a very efficient one. And they're starting to get expensive enough that we maybe have to care about efficiency a lot right now. Alright, and with that, you can just head back over here, I guess. Join up with these dudes in defending Willadian from the haunts. You are as combined as you're going to get. I think I am going to leave people on dust for 1 more turn so that we can do some key retrofits. We never did actually get rid of the Sisters of Mercy army. This is walking around our territory. Let's do that. And you want to get over here. And that'll probably take care of all of the movement for both of those armies. We have a whole point left. Well, I don't know what I want to do with these guys. Okay, so we're still pushing science hard. I mean, we're way behind on research, but our science output is 653 per turn, which is not bad. That's not terrible at all. We need to make a lot more money. We have a lot of things that need taken care of. We got to get these central markets up pretty quickly. It probably is not worth slowing down progress on our faction quest to build that there. Where are we at? We are in step 4. We're going to get Hakia Y. Hakia Y is going to have to sit in a city for 6 turns. It's possible that we have everything we need right now in terms of like economic base to try to win the game. We got a lot of territory off of green. We still have the ability to expand over here, which we might do from like Dean. We might build ourselves a settler, especially considering that winter's about to start. And winter is a good time to do that. Yeah, I think that we'll try to take Parandy as soon as it seems like we can bear the approval loss of doing so. Just a little bit more territory and some spice income, which would be pretty handy. And then from there, it's just like hardcore focus on the faction quest while continuing to keep an eye on the players around us. At some point, once we've sort of shored things up and gotten our military back together and shaped up, we should probably finish green off. Redeclaring on them soon will be costly. We don't have to worry about pink sweeping in to pick up their stuff. We just have to keep an eye on blues units moving through our territory to know when we might lose our opportunity. But I think we're in an okay spot here. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if we can leverage our new advantages. And we'll see you then.